I'm a 23-year-old woman, and my fiancé, 27, are set to tie the knot in December. Recently, my future mother-in-law insisted I include a stranger's child as a flower girl in our wedding. When I declined, she labeled me a racist and turned the entire family against me over a baby I've never met. I'm seeking impartial advice on how to handle this situation. We got engaged in April, and I took charge of most of the wedding planning with my mom's assistance in the initial weeks. Early on, my fiancé and I finalized the bridal party, including the flower girl and ring bearers, as this was a priority even before the proposal. For the flower girl, we chose my sister's baby. My sister is also my matron of honor, who will be wheeled down the aisle in a stroller by my 10-year-old cousin, acting as a junior bridesmaid. For ring bearers, my fiancé wanted to include his best friend's son, who's about 1.5 years old by the wedding date. Due to his friend's limited custody and potential challenges in arranging the child's attendance, we also selected my 2 male cousins, ages 5 and 7, siblings of the junior bridesmaid, as additional ring bearers. They'll guide the younger boy down the aisle to ensure everything runs smoothly, regardless of whether the friend's son can attend. These children were chosen because they're close family, dear to us, and age-appropriate. Soon after our engagement, I spoke with my sister and cousin, the children's mothers, about their roles in the wedding and shared details like attire. Everyone was thrilled, and things were progressing perfectly until a few weeks ago when my mother-in-law suggested adding another flower girl. For context, my fiancé's brother, 24, who's also the best man, lives across the country and recently, about 4 months ago, shared that he's dating a 21-year-old woman with a 10-month-old daughter from a prior relationship. They've been together for roughly 7 or 8 months and are serious, with him taking on a fatherly role for her child, which is heartwarming. He's mentioned future marriage plans but is moving cautiously. My fiancé and I haven't met his girlfriend or her daughter, but we're delighted for him and invited both to the wedding. Here's where things get complicated. I've always had a wonderful relationship with my fiancé's family. They're warm, welcoming, and kind, embracing newcomers, including me, as one of their own. My mother-in-law in particular has been like a second mom to me, especially since my family lives far away and she's local. She's been supportive, encouraging me to make my own wedding decisions without my mother's influence. She's also incredibly fond of my fiancé's brother's girlfriend and her baby, calling the child their first grandchild and even traveling cross-country to meet them. A few weeks ago, while hanging out alone with my mother-in-law, she asked if we'd consider including the girlfriend's baby as a flower girl, noting that my fiancé's brother kept mentioning it and thought it would be adorable. I gently explained that we already had a flower girl, my niece, and a junior bridesmaid to push her stroller. She countered, suggesting one more wouldn't hurt, as the baby might walk independently by 14-15 months. I said I'd discuss it with my fiancé and shifted the topic. Later, I talked to my fiancé, and we agreed it wasn't feasible for several reasons. One, the flower girl role was already filled, and it would be odd to have another baby walking beside the stroller. 2, it would be challenging for a 10-year-old to manage 2 babies down the aisle. 3, we've never met the child, who might feel uneasy in an unfamiliar setting. 4, if the couple splits up, a harsh but practical concern, she'd be in our photos, which feels risky since they're not engaged. My family traditionally excludes non-engaged partners from +1s, though I'm not enforcing that rule. Everyone's invited, but that doesn't mean they're in the wedding party. My fiancé spoke to his brother, who seemed to accept our decision. However, the issue resurfaced recently at my mother-in-law's house, with my fiancé present. She brought up the flower girl idea again, and he reiterated that the role was filled. She pressed, saying it meant a lot to his brother, which softened my fiancé's stance. I held firm, listing our reasons, but my mother-in-law countered that all the children, except one, were from my side, leaving their family underrepresented. She noted we had 3 boys as ring bearers, so why not 3 girls? My fiancé started to waver, leaving me to defend our decision alone. She had a response for every point I made, suggesting the girlfriend was practically family and likely to marry her son. Feeling cornered, I said we'd reconsider, though it felt like a polite deflection. The conversation grew tense, and I nearly cried, so I changed the subject. I felt like I came across as unreasonable. My fiancé later apologized for not backing me fully, assuming his mom would respect our open discussion. He called his brother to confirm our decision, and while his brother was disappointed, he seemed to understand. I felt guilty for putting my fiancé in that position, but worse was to come. I worried my mother-in-law would tell his brother that my fiancé supported the idea while I opposed it. My fiancé dismissed this, trusting his mom. The next morning, his brother called, confirming my fears. Their mom said my fiancé wanted the baby as a flower girl, but I refused. He stressed that it was my fiancé's wedding too, and implied I was overriding his wishes. Furious, my fiancé clarified that we jointly decided against it, though he admitted he'd seemed open during the discussion. We debated all day, and I nearly gave in to keep peace, but we agreed it's our wedding, not his brother's. We called his brother again to firmly say no. He was upset but seemed to accept it. The next day, he texted again, expressing hurt, and enlisted their mom. She called my fiancé, berating him for nearly an hour, claiming our decision would permanently damage his relationship with his brother and my bond with the family. His brother then threatened to step down as best man and cut contact unless we relented. His sister confirmed this, saying both were furious and unwilling to reconcile without us giving in. I'm stunned. This feels surreal. We're standing firm, as giving in would only reward their manipulation. It's painful as we had such a close relationship with them before. Update 1, thanks for the insightful advice. Many of you correctly identified that my brother-in-law is the favored golden child, coddled by their mom, while my fiancé, the eldest, often plays peacemaker to his detriment. You also called out the triangulation tactics. My fiancé confirmed his brother has long manipulated their mom to take his side, even when wrong, leaving my fiancé to apologize for peace. Your validation that it's odd to push for a child we've never met, whose mom we don't know, in our wedding was reassuring. I felt like the unreasonable one. To clarify, the brother and his girlfriend have been together only 4 months officially, not 8, making their insistence even stranger. Some suggested we should have compromised to keep peace, but my fiancé has always sacrificed his needs for his family's harmony. This time, it's his wedding, and I'm supporting his true wishes. He initially wavered to avoid conflict, but agrees the request is unreasonable. Today, my fiancé visited his dad, his parents are separated, who's been supportive of me. He revealed that the girlfriend is driving much of this, pushing her boyfriend to insist on her daughter's inclusion and taking our refusal personally. I'd never dream of asking someone to include my child in their wedding, especially as a stranger. Worse, my mother-in-law and brother-in-law are spreading lies, claiming I'm racist because the girlfriend and her baby are Filipino. I didn't even know their ethnicity, as we've never met. They're also saying we're judging the girlfriend for having a child out of wedlock, which is absurd. 2 kids in the wedding party were born out of wedlock. My fiancé confronted his mom, who became hysterical, denying her favoritism while defending her perfect son. She refused accountability, painting me as the villain. My fiancé is devastated as he's done shielding them. He's considering going no contact until they apologize and stop the drama. Our pastor, who's counseling us, was shocked at their request and their escalation. We hope my mother-in-law, who lives nearby, will eventually prioritize our relationship, but for now, we're at an impasse. Comment responses. Comment 1, you're right. My mother-in-law's behavior makes her unfit to be around future kids. She'd likely badmouth me to them, favoring my brother-in-law's potential children. I hadn't considered this, but her past pitting her kids against their dad is telling. Comment 2. My sister-in-law and father-in-law aren't fully neutral. They defend us but avoid escalating by dodging the topic with my mother-in-law and brother-in-law to reduce drama. Update 2. I decided to ease the tension by reaching out directly to my brother-in-law's girlfriend via Instagram DM, bypassing the men. I sent a kind message, excited to meet her and her daughter, explaining our flower girl decision and clearing up miscommunications without blaming her boyfriend. She responded graciously, understanding our perspective, and is excited to attend with her daughter. We're good now. We remain low contact with my mother-in-law and brother-in-law. My fiancé isn't ready to talk to them. After their heated call, my mother-in-law learned my sister-in-law was attending my dress fitting. She wasn't invited due to the tension and asked to come. We declined, citing the awkwardness. My fitting with my sister-in-law was great, and we avoided the drama. My mother-in-law later requested an in-person talk, but my fiancé said he's not ready after her behavior. She likely realizes she risks missing out on wedding and life events. We just put an offer on a house. We hope she and my brother-in-law come around with apologies soon. Update 3. My brother-in-law's girlfriend broke up with him, per my sister-in-law via my fiancé. She cited his family's toxicity and drama as reasons. My fiancé fears she includes us in that, but I believe my message showed her how my brother-in-law escalated things, possibly highlighting his manipulative tendencies. I doubt the breakup is solely about us. There must be other issues. Nobody leaves a true love over family drama alone. Before the breakup, my mother-in-law called my fiancé, condescendingly suggesting this ordeal pushed him to therapy for self-improvement. After the breakup news, she called again, offering to apologize in person. I'm open to hearing her out and moving forward cordially, but I'll stay cautious. Things can return to civil terms, but trust will take time.